And so it's not going to be a end all be all. At the end of the day, you want to have a weapon to protect yourself in a situation, whether it's legal or not, if you get into that situation. You don't want to have a weapon around if it's going to cause illegal, if it's going to bring you more harm than good. But if you get in a situation where your life is threatened, you want to win. It is irresponsible for us not to have it. So every responsible member of the household, 18 and above, should have the Utah license. If you want to get the Florida license, I think it gives you 3 more states. You can have both of them. And there's a couple of other states that have really good non-resident permits. Also, weapons training. We do not know, but we're going to start finding out if there are brothers and sisters in different areas around the country where you can get good training. I know that there's some, and I know some of the brothers and sisters are going to call up, going to tell us about some of the brothers and sisters that are doing survival training around the country. We want you to start calling up, take your family through it. You won't only learn weapons, you'll learn things about growing food and things of that nature. That's another thing we need to start doing, learning, growing food. But tonight we're going to focus on self-defense, and not from the physical aspect, but from gun and weapon ownership. Everybody out there should own a 9mm, because 9mm are very, 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 very frequently used, and there's a lot of ammunition for it. The ammunition is inexpensive, and you generally don't run out of the capacity to get 9mm because 9mm bullets, because they're very, 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 very popular weapon. They also can generally hold a large capacity. You want to have hollow point bullets, because hollow point bullets explode and they do more damage, and you're not going to be shooting at innocent people. So it's not like you're not shooting to kill. You're only shooting at someone if they're threatening your life and your family's life. You don't want to have to shoot them 20 times to make a point. That first time you hit them, you want it to mean something. You wanted to put them on their way down, and then the second time you hit them, you wanted to put them out. That's how you kind of go. It's generally taught by most instructors. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Quick. Boom, boom, boom. Your object is to incapacitate the criminal that's trying to break the law and kill and harm you and your family, and you want to do it as precisely and definitively as possible, up front, quickly, fastly, and then you want to go on about your business and continue to live your life. And if they make it, I guess they'll have to deal with whatever consequences of the condition they're in. If they make it, the objective is that they don't make it, so they can't harm you, because if they make it, they might be able to continue to bring harm to the family. So we want all young people over 10 years old, and every family has to decide if your child is mature enough to do this. Do not do this without making a decision if your child is mature enough. But I think 10 years old is pretty late. My intention is to start my daughter when she's 5 years old, taking her to the range, small weapon, teaching her how to shoot. I didn't say we're going to do it for certain, but if she's mature enough, I want to start that process, because I don't want our future generations, not nobody coming from my seed, to be unprepared to take life in the defense of a future for African people. I don't want that on my record. I don't want to look my ancestors in the face and say, you had a child, but they didn't know how to kill nobody. No, I did not have a child that didn't know how to kill somebody. They must have killed me before I got a chance to teach them how to. I want a child that's perfectly willing and capable and knows how to do it, to take a life in defense of African life and African future. If you're not thinking that way, then I want you to just start paying attention to what's going on. It's getting very, very serious out here. And if we don't get as serious or more serious than these crackers, we're going to be just like the poor small hats or the small hats who were being used as guinea pigs by the other small hats doing what they call the Holocaust over in Hitler, Germany, where they walked them to the gas chambers. They're taking you to kill you and gas you up, and you just walking peacefully. We want to be in a situation that we call surprise, where they come up with their weapons saying, well, everybody in this neighborhood has to go, and 5 of them come down the street and say, everybody in this neighborhood. Then there's 4 of them that's coming around and say, everybody in this neighborhood. Then there's 3 of them that said, we want everybody in this. Then there's 2 of them, and the last one comes to your door and says, I got 5 guys behind me if you don't come out of this house. And we look back and say, where are they at? And he looks back and all of them are down. And when he looks back now, we don't have anybody in our community talking about they want us to leave our community. That's how we want this thing to go down. It's going down. As it intensifies, we need to start intensifying. That's why you hear me talking intense tonight. It's intensifying. I met with that brother in Delaware, and I was saying this is bigger than Delaware. I got the call today about the sister getting burned. Again, we haven't confirmed that they're white. It doesn't really matter, though, because this is what whites are doing. We had our brother Shadow here that talked about what they did to his son. We had Rakia Boyd's family here. We talked about, they murdered his sister. The whites think it's funny now, and they're getting geared up for mass murder of African people. We need to get geared up for reverse mass murder, meaning it's going to be a not mass murder of black people. Somebody might die, but they won't have black skin. That's what we're talking about tonight. And we want the brothers and sisters, everybody in the home does not have to own a weapon. If they're not mature enough, you don't want to do it. But we should have a policy in our black homes that we will not have an 18-year-old and I'm talking about responsible parents. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking to Negroes who don't have control of their emotions or Africans who don't have control of their emotions. I'm talking about mature youth should not be going off to college without knowing how to shoot. Because what I'm finding is in this Delaware situation, all of the brothers that we found thus far that appear to have been lynched, or this brother who's claimed to have been lynched, are brothers who are ex-felons or brothers who are known to be in the street. So what it appears that the whites are doing in Delaware is they're picking the kind of brothers that people will already speculate that something's going on with them and not be that concerned. So if a brother has been into the jail prison system or something like that, he probably doesn't have a family situation where his family's going to jump on the case and know about how to put pressure on the attorney general to carry a case. It looks like they're going after people who they think our community would not be concerned about. And in that way, by killing those type of brothers that already have criminal past, or even if it's not fully criminal, suspect past, that even their own families will say, we don't know if this was really a lynching or if this brother in the family getting what he's into out there in the streets. It appears that could be the philosophy at this moment. Again, can't verify, but one thing we can verify, the whites are talking about killing black people. They're saying it every day in the South. The Tea Party, the right-wing conservatives, the militias, they're talking about killing black people, and they're killing black people, and they're killing more black people than we're getting a story on. And many times the reason we don't know that so many black people are getting killed is because when the story gets to the family, either the person comes up missing and the family never finds them. There's a bunch of missing people, black people in this country, and we don't know anything about it because they're just missing persons. Or when the family finds out what happened, because the person was involved in criminal behavior, many times the family does not speculate that what's happening is this race war that's occurring. The family speculates that it was the criminal behavior that they involved in that made what happened happen, even though the circumstances oftentimes are mysterious. So it's getting serious. I think that it should be a rule in the African nationalist, the Haitianist community. We do not raise children that cannot take lives in defense of African people, which means at least by 10, we start them and train them, even as with BB guns or water guns, aiming weapons for the defense of their family and teaching them how to maturely deal with weapons. And by 18 years old, by the time they have the legal right to vote and the legal right to be drawn into the military and drafted into the military, they also have an equal right, a responsibility as an African to get a weapons permit and to be trained with weapons. And when the circumstances are appropriate, to have a weapon that they own and they're very familiar with how to use. That should be part of our basic policy. I'm not here to talk to nobody tonight. Do not call this station talking about, I don't believe in gun rights and gun owning. And if you're talking that Negro stuff, that's fine. You have a right to have your own opinion, but I don't want to cuss you out tonight, and I will cuss you out because people are getting murdered. And I'm not here to talk to no Negroes tonight or no scared to death so-called Africans tonight. This is about serious defense of our race and our future. And this is not a game, brothers and sisters. These crackers are murdering black people, and it's going to get more intense. And this stinking mulatto, when he gets in this second time, is going to come after all of us. So we got to be prepared, mature, not running out here, running off at the mouth about what we're going to do, this, that, and the other, but mature, quiet, stealth, organized group of people that are prepared to do what is necessary to protect the future of our people. So